This is a quick video to show you how the SledStart module and Yamaha heater are wired into an apex. For the Yamaha heater's power, I'm tapping that off the 8mm bolt on the starter solenoid. That wire runs into this piece of split loom that runs all the way along the inside of the steering gate and over to where the SledStart module is mounted. Coming from the SledStart module into this piece of split loom will be your hot with the 30 amp fuse that goes over to the battery, positive. And then you have a pink with a white wire and a black, all with ring terminals already attached. And those go to any suitable ground or to the negative side of the battery. These are for my heated shield. The two fuses here, one's for the Yamaha heater and one is for the SledStart, both watertight. The remaining wires on the SledStart module will come into this piece of split loom and run up, routing along the factory harness. I'll zip tie all that together. I ran this underneath the block connector, so I removed this to get it underneath. That split loom continues on and goes into the brake connector area, which is in the rubber boot. The brake connector gets unplugged and the Yamaha heater plugs into it. SledStart plugs into the Yamaha heater, and then SledStart back into the sled. That loom continues on and goes over to the ignition switch. This is from the sled into SledStart, and this will go to your key switch. That split loom continues on and goes over to the injector. And you have the factory connector right here for that was to the injector. That goes into SledStart, and SledStart then plugs into the actual injector. The only other piece of split loom I have is for the pin switch, which is mounted on the side of the sled. So when you have the cover on, the SledStart will work. When the cover is off, it's grounded, it will not work. That split loom runs underneath this plastic cover here, and I just used the factory routing and brought it up and met it with the others. You're going to share the grounds for the SledStart and for the Yamaha heater on the rear bolt of the bracket on the steering gate. So you'll have the ground for Yamaha heater, and you'll have the ground for the pin switch, which is right here coming out of that split loom. That's the bypass for the SledStart module, and those will both share that ground. The violet wire from the SledStart module and the violet wire from Yamaha heater plug into each other. That will turn your Yamaha heater on full blast when you are remote start. The mounting of the module itself goes to the inside of the steering gate. It'll be flush against the gate and all the way against this bracket. One zip tie goes in front of the bolt, one goes behind the bolt. If you get the zip ties to the corner of the steering gate, you can get them nice and tight. If you have any further questions, you can contact us at SledStart.com.